Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nadia. I'm a Vedic Astrologer and Psychic Medium. So today we are going to talk about the effect of Mercury Retrograde for each zodiac sign. All right. As usual, I will divide my explanation into several parts, and all the zodiac signs timestamp are in the description box along with my personal details. All right. If you are interested to book a personal reading with me. Okay, so before we jump and start to explain for each zodiac sign, let me put a disclaimer, or we can say the information or the way how you can relate Mercury retrograde to yourself, all right? Whether it's going to be resonate with you or not, whether you're going to feel it or not, all right? So the first disclaimer I'm going to put here, not everyone going to feel the same way, and not everyone also going to feel it either, all right? Which doesn't mean that the whole planet will feel the Mercury retrograde going on here. Just few people definitely will. So the way how you can differentiate yourself in which category, you need to look at your own personal chart. See whether you are actually going through Mahadasha, Antardasha, Pre-Antardasha of Mercury, or if Mercury is actually retrograding in your ascendant in your 7th house, which means if you are a Leo ascendant, Cancer ascendant, Aquarius ascendant, that means you might feel it, all right? Or if you have actually a personal planet in Leo right now or in Aquarius, that's mean Mercury kind of like back and forth and juggling in your personal planet, definitely you will feel something, all right? Or the third category or the fourth category here, if you are actually ruled by Gemini or Mercury, which means you are Virgo ascendant or Gemini ascendant. So you can say Virgo and Gemini ascendant will feel the least. The way how you might feel it or sense it most probably as, you know, like a physical kind of illness, mental and emotional turbulence, but not exact manifestation in your life, unless you are actually going to Mahadasha, Antardasha, or Pre-Antardasha of Mercury. The whole scenario, the whole like summary here, you need to see whether your chart has some sort of link with Mercury right now going retrograde or not. If let's say you are going through Venus Mahadasha, Venus Antardasha, Venus Pre-Antardasha, and then you don't have anything actually going on in Leo, that means it's retrograding in the normal sign, in the normal house, like 4th house, 10th house, something, all right? Then you can say that the effect of it can be only 10%, 20%. It's not going to be very significant because the focus right now, you are operated under Venus energy. Okay, I hope it makes sense. This is one thing. Second thing you need to look at is, let's say, yes, I'm confirmed. I am actually going to Mahadasha, Antardasha of Mercury, or I am one of these group categories that I just mentioned. You need to see the Ashtak Varga point. All right. You need to see how many points as Sharavastak Varga, okay, your Leo give. Which means, let's say, for example, this person, whomever this person chart is, all right? So their fifth house is Leo and fall as 22. We can say this is pretty much average. That means the house is here is not that strong. All right. And then you need to see how many points Mercury itself gave to the Leo. In this case, what we have right now in front of me is 4 points. It's also average. That means the person can feel, you can say 40% to 60%. Okay, in the good and bad way. Right? Mercury here may not be in the greatest position for this person. So you need to see how many points the Mercury actually give to the current transit. I hope it makes sense. All right. If not, please refer back to the video that I have made about Ashtak Varga. All right. It can give you a better idea how you can navigate yourself when it comes to transit. Okay. So now, let us start with Aries. So Aries people here, we have Mercury is retrograding in your 5th house and is conjunct Sun. Mercury retrograde in this case is not really a bad placement, all right? It's activating your 6th house, it's activating your 3rd house. So in this case, it shows there can be some sort of work related to developing yourself. It can be highlighted during this period. Let's say, for example, you want to enhance some sort of skill, but you've been procrastinate about it or you've been delaying it. Now, Mercury here will push you to go and learn it. Okay, to go and get whatever you're supposed to get, whatever certificate, whatever knowledge that you're supposed to get. It also shows the period where you need to really shine bright by yourself, which means, let's say, for example, you want to start a project, all right, you want to start to do something, but you've been procrastinate or hesitate about it. Then Mercury here, it shows that, okay, the person here kind of pushed to do whatever they're supposed to do, or whatever that desire that you have. All right, this current Mercury retrograde is not really bad. It's actually, you can say, redirecting and adjusting yourself. So this is not bad Mercury retrograde at all. All right, but you gotta be careful also in the way how you go about the things. You can come out very impulsive. You can come out very kind of aggressive and very ambitious. So you need to slow down. All right, but as an overall, I think it will be fine. The only one negative thing that I can say here, that maybe you might have some sort of misunderstanding, miscommunication with the people who are around you, who are close, like for example your lover, okay, boyfriend, girlfriend, relationship, marriage. These people kind of like unable to comprehend and understand your ambitious, unable to comprehend and understand your aggressiveness maybe, or how you want things to go as you want it to be. So you need to slow down a bit, okay, considering these people can involve in equation. I hope it makes sense. All right, so let us move to Taurus. So for Taurus people, we have Mercury is retrograding in your fourth house. Yeah, in your fourth house is ruling your fifth house and ruling your second house. So this is shows some sort of theme related to the home, to the house, need to be adjusted. Not necessarily in the bad way. Again, all right. It can shows maybe you've been procrastinate to travel, procrastinate to change or do some renovation in your house. Now Mercury retrograde kind of pushing you to go ahead and do it. All right, stop procrastinating about it. It shows also maybe some sort of reconciliation might happen with the family, or some sort of agreement, okay, either in a good or bad way, depend on the whole situation, your whole life. Okay, but it can come to the conclusion about certain aspect related to your house stability and security as overall. Is it bad? I would say definitely it's not. All right, but because it's ruling your second house, is sitting in the fourth, you might want to be careful in your expenditure when it comes to house and home as overall. Okay, because there can be some unexpected circumstance might show up, which you may need to kind of use your saving in order for you to be able to cover up whatever it is. Okay, so good luck for Taurus people. I mean, it's not bad. Okay, let's get into Gemini here. So for Gemini people, we have Mercury is retrograding in your third house and is ruling your ascendant and ruling your fourth house. All right, so this is can shows that maybe your motivation, your ambition, your energy can slow down a bit, or it's the time or the period where you're going to rectify yourself or investigate about yourself. What do I want? What do I need? And how I can invest my energy in effective way or in more efficient way, or to which direction I should direct myself. All right, the third house, it has to do with self-esteem and self-confidence. So to some extent it might shows the person might kind of become a bit doubtful about themselves or feel a bit irritated. All right, the way how we going to translate this, maybe the way how you speak about your own emotion, the way how you express yourself, it can get a bit aggressive. So you gotta be careful in this aspect. All right, it shows that there can be some sort of new opportunities also, or new direction in, again, regards to the maybe business, career, skill, developing yourself. It start to open up during this period. So it's good or a good and bad way. It depends on your chart, okay? But you can say that this is a period where you're going to slow down a bit. So you might feel that the next 3 weeks from now, the life is kind of stagnant. All right, even your mindset or mental state right now is kind of stagnant, as I don't want to think about anything, I don't know what I suppose I do, just drop it. All right, I would suggest you to just pause, reflect, sit down with it. When Mercury moves direct, you will know what exactly you're supposed to do. So take this period as a break for yourself. Okay, take a rest. Okay, Gemini. I know Gemini, they overthink a lot and they just analyze everything. They want to do things a lot. So please calm down. Okay, good luck for Gemini people. Let us talk about Cancer here. Cancer. So we have Mercury retrograding in your second house and it's ruling your third and ruling your 12th. I think Cancer people went through a lot in last period because when the planet is retrograding, let me put it in this way. When the planet is retrograding, somehow, some way, it will influence and impact the sign before it, which is a Cancer. So I think Cancer is like, I'm feeling very sad for Cancer people. Many of them might be in some sort of mental and emotional stress, but yet because Venus here retrograding in quite good house, in quite good sign, so you will be able to overcome whatever you are feeling, whatever you are going through. All right, which means even if you feel some sort of negative feelings, negative, I don't know, emotion, mindset, and whatever, you will be able to overcome it. Now, when it comes to Mercury retrograde itself, it shows some sort of rectification or redirect the way how you deal with money, the way how you deal with finance and saving. Let's say, for example, I suppose, or I usually save, let's say $500. Okay. Now, because Mercury is retrograding, you might feel like, okay, maybe I need to reduce or I need to increase because of this, and that happening, or course because of this and that going on. You know what I mean? So there is some sort of adjustment in the way how you see money, you deal with money, you interact with money. All right. In some cases, it might show some sort of expenditure also related to short distance travel or long distance travel, depend on your chart. It also can show some sort of rectification in the way how you do with the finance due to circumstance and situation at home or with the family. Again, it's not a bad thing, all right? But if you feel like you need to slow down, you just slow down. If you feel like to spend on yourself, you spend on yourself. In fact, Mercury in second house, it can show someone who can overspend during this period. So you gotta be careful because it might affect your saving, all right? So just try to control yourself as much as you can. Okay, so good luck for Cancer people. Let us talk about Leo themselves. All right. So for Leo, we have Leo here is ruling your second house and ruling your 11th house. The Lord here is retrograding in your ascendant. This can be quite good, but because it's on the top of your head, is ascendant, it can show some sort of mental and emotional turbulence when it comes to structure and foundation of family, of finance and money or income as overall. All right, it shows that maybe the person right now will try or will think of how I can magnify my income, let's say, magnify my investment, or what type of investment is the best for me. So in order to make more money, things like that. Because 11th house is house of wishes. Maybe you will start to think, okay, I've been want to get the thing which is A. Now I feel like I want to get something else which is Z. It can happen during this period. All right. So you can say that the Mercury retrograde here, it can direct you to different and new level of path, like new level of conscious awareness, a new path, obviously, because you're realizing things. All right. You can say this is a period of transformation, but again, it depends on your chart. Try to be calm and do not take any drastic action and decision right now until Mercury moves direct, which means on a September onward, the third week of September. All right. It's good. It's not bad though. Okay. So good luck for Leo. Let us talk about Virgo. So now, Virgo, we have Mercury is retrograding in your 12th house, all right? And is the Lord of your ascendant and your 10th house itself. So When the 10th Lord is sitting in the 12th, I usually dislike this because it might show some sort of losses, stagnation, and maybe slowness. All right. In terms of finance and money, it can shows your expenditure might be a bit higher than your income during this period, especially if you have a business or you are, like a self-employed person. So you gotta be careful with your expenditure and try to minimize your expenditure as much as you can. Which means that, let's say, for example, I supposed to go for a vacation. Maybe you can delay your vacation till October because unexpected expenditure might happen during this period. All right. It might also shows there can be some sort of foreign travel in regards to the business or wanting to expand the business in foreign land. So maybe you will start to search about it, looking for it, explore it. All right. But again, do not do any action or decision during this period until we pass Mercury retrograde. Can be a bit stressful because the ascendant lord sitting in the 12th house, that means you might have a tendency to detach more, to withdraw, and to just like being away from people, being away from social as overall. All right. So yeah, it can be a bit intense, a bit annoying, but I think you will be fine. Okay. So good luck for Virgo people. Now let us get into Libra. So Libra, we have your 9th lord and your 12th lord is retrograding in your 11th house. This can be good and decent at the same time. Decent in the sense that it can show some sort of unexpected expenditure also. All right. Due to traveling mainly, maybe due to traveling, due to wanting to enjoy your life. Maybe this is expenditure to your own self. Let's say, for example, I wanted to buy, I don't know, like iPhone. Let's say I wanted to buy an iPhone since very long time. So maybe you would go and do that action right now, which might impact and affect your finance to some extent, which means you need to be more careful with your budgeting, all right, during this period. This is one thing. Second thing, it can show maybe an extra expenditure because of traveling. Unexpected traveling also might happen during this period. All right. But at the same time, it shows expansion in your foreign connection, professional network circle, friendship, all right, projects. Some wish fulfillment might happen during this time. It's some sort of stagnation happen in last period, then maybe Mercury retrograde now will come to fulfill it. Okay, so as overall, I think for Libra, that will be fine for you. So good luck. Let us talk about Scorpio. Okay, so Scorpio people, we have Mercury is the Lord of the 8th, Lord of 11, and is retrograding in your 10th house. This can shows good and I don't want to say bad, decent. Okay, it can be showing good and decent. Decent in the sense it might manifest as unexpected expenditure, also has to do with the business, might happen during this time. Unexpected project, let's say, which is good, but again, my expenditure, my budgeting kind of get affected during this period. All right. Unexpected event, unexpected traveling because of the work is good. It's not like as the event is bad. That's mean you will be able to handle, you will be able to control it, but yet you might feel uneasiness at the same time. All right. Let's say, for example, you are actually in work. So it can show maybe extra work, extra duties you need to do, extra task you need to do in the workplace. All right. In the good way, it shows that there can be some sort of expansion in your career, in your work, in your professional network circle, in your connection that will help you in the future. So as an overall here, things are quite good, but you need to be careful. Whenever you're doing any task, any work, you need to be careful how you're executing it, to whom you are giving it, okay? And what type of budgeting that you have for it, if you have a business. All right. So do not be impulsive during this period when it comes to finance, career, and business. All right, but other aspect, I think it will be fine. All right, so good luck for Scorpio people. Let us talk about now Sagittarius. So Mercury is the lord of your 7th and lord of your 10th. Yeah, lord 7th and 10th, both of them are retrograding in the 9th house. This is quite good placement though. It can show some sort of, if you, let's say for example, you actually going through some sort of hardship in a relationship or connection, business partnership, or in work as a overall, this combination that can shows that you might attain something. That's mean relationship that being chaotic, it can get settled. The relationship that being overwhelmed, it can get cut off. All right, let's say business trip that you've been wanting to go and do it, unable to do it, now you will be able to do it. Pursuing higher studies for like admission and like acceptance of papers, something like that, now you might get it. So as an overall, it can show the life here can get a bit faster than before. That's mean there can be a lot of events as a Sagittarius person will happen during this period. All right, it's just like rectifying you to that certain direction or certain path because you're supposed to do it. Okay, so as an overall, I think Mercury here quite good. Good luck for you, Sagittarius. Let us talk about Capricorn. Okay, so for Capricorn here, we have Mercury is sitting in the 8th house and it's the lord of the 6th and the 9th house. So I think Mercury during this period will let you become pretty much isolated and you don't have a bandwidth to deal with people. just to be straightforward. All right, so Mercury in the 8th house, it usually shows someone who will be more focused about themselves, about what do they want, what do they need, like a period of self-introspect. Okay, self-introspect or self-reflect. It can and may has to do also with involving in spirituality. Let's say maybe we'll attain some healing during this period or some enlightenment or guidance, okay, of what you exactly supposed to do or what you have to do in next period. So as an overall here, Mercury looks to be fine. All right, but at the same time, because it's the lord of the 6th, it's retrograding in the 8th, it can show also your isolation might cause some turbulence and issues with some people. All right, let's say you are responsible about, I don't know, whatever task or whatever people that you need to take care of, and for you withdrawing, somehow it might let them feel discomfort to some extent. All right, that's the whole negative thing. That's the only negative thing, sorry, that you need to be careful of, but otherwise I think it's fine. Isolate yourself, but do not isolate to the point that you disappear. Okay, so yes, good luck for Capricorn people. Let us talk about Aquarius now. So for Aquarius, we have Mercury is retrograding in your seventh house, and is lord of your 5th and lord of your 8th. This is can be, it can come in 2 ways. All right, so let's say for example, you are actually in a relationship or in a marriage or in business partnership, put it in whichever way it fits with you. All right, let's say you are looking forward for reconcile, okay, to reconcile, to get things back on track, then it can shows that things will indeed get back on track, things will get solved, will get fixed during this time. All right, so there is no issue on that. Let's say for example, if you are actually on verge of breaking or just like moving apart, then this retrograde can give you a huge clarity, like a flag to tell you take this direction or take that direction. Let's say for example, you are actually hesitant to break, so this is can indicate a breakup itself. right? Or ending of certain cycle. In both cases, it will be in a good way. It will be in a positive direction because you will get that clarity about it, okay? You will get enlightenment about it, all right? It can be a bit heavy because of it's looking at your ascendant, okay? But again, things will be fine. Don't take any action right now. Don't take any decision, although you take it from your head already there, but do not do it until mid of September, all right? So that's for Aquarius people. Good luck for you. And then last thing, we go to Pisces. So Pisces, we have here Mercury is retrograding in your 6th house and is the lord of your 4th, your 7th house. Well, this is might be a bit discomfortable kind of transit because it's activating the houses or the placement of your own personal life, if that makes sense, which means that it can show some issues and problems also in the house and home. Of course, household home, that means your own family or your marriage, if you are married, all right, or your partner, if you have a partner in a relationship, right? It can show some sort of reconciliation needed or some redirection or adjusting something in order for you to pass through this period. If, let's say, for example, you already going through that issues before Mercury retrograde, that which it means that it will get solved during this time. All right, it can get solved during this time. If, let's say, you have actually personal planets in the 6th house and Mercury right now is retrograding on the top of it, it might show unexpected or hidden enemies and opposition might show up to you, okay, like a bolt of light. So now you know what you're supposed to do on how you can protect and support yourself. It's good and a bad way. So it's good because that's mean you will get the clarity of the any issues, any problem right now you are going through, if any. I hope you are not going through any, all right? So it can give you the clarity where you know what you're supposed to do and how to take action about it, all right? Good also, I mean, this is actually the bad way. So the good point here also, it shows some sort of structure and refoundation in your life, in your personal life in particular, need to take or need to happen during this time. I hope it makes sense. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for listening. I wishing you to have a wonderful and beautiful Mercury retrograde and see you soon. Bye.